now, from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Hello again. We're back after the break with the first engineering announcements of 1986. A very happy new year to you all. Today we look at the problems of repairs to transmitting aerials during the winter months. In transmitter news, plans for both radio and television in the first quarter of the year, an earlier start for our engineering information pages on Oracle, and we have our usual special announcements about planned maintenance at our main transmitters and relay stations.
On the 12th of December, a fault on the aerial system at Carridon Hill in Cornwall caused a loss of all television services from the main stations at Carridon Hill, Huntshaw Cross and Redruth, and the 41 dependent relays which received their signals from them. The services were restored in 3 hours, but with a reduced output power from Carridon Hill. The quick restoration of the services was made possible because transmitting aerials are made in 2 halves with separate feeder cables. This provides backup in the event of an aerial fault and allows transmissions to continue from one half of the aerial until the other half is repaired.
But half aerial working implies more than just reduced power. During normal working, the radiation from each half aerial is carefully phased so that areas which would otherwise fall in null points with little signal, giving rather poor pictures, have a signal beamed into them. When only half the aerial is used, this careful phasing is temporarily lost. Consequently, some areas lose out more than others, and the picture quality can be noticeably lower. However, the majority of people hardly notice any difference.
Transmitting aerial maintenance and repair has to be done at great heights and in cramped and uncomfortable conditions. Clearly, safety is the first priority, and unless weather conditions are satisfactory, it is not possible to climb. An additional problem is the high RF field strength, which requires everything to be switched off on occasions.
And subject to weather conditions, Carridon Hill will be off today until 12:30 p.m. to carry out repairs to the aerial system. This will also affect transmissions from Huntshaw Cross, Redruth and all the dependent relays. Essential maintenance at the Belmont main station means reduced power on Channel 4 until about 3 this afternoon, with ITV also liable to periods of reduced power.
In Northern Ireland, because of work at the Limavady main station, there will be continuous reduced power until the 17th of January. Whilst tomorrow morning, Ridge Hill will be off between 9:30 and 10:30 to replace mast lamps. The work, which is weather dependent, will also affect the dependent relays. And the Kilkeel relay is also expected to be off tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. for electricity board maintenance.
Next, details of the independent local radio VHF frequency changes in the first quarter of the year, which continue the preparation for the use of band 2 right up to 108 MHz for radio broadcasting. We start at Rotherham, where Radio Hallam's change of frequency to 96.1 from 95.9 MHz is due at the end of January. Whilst at Stoke, signal radios change to 102.6 from 104.3 MHz will be in early February.
At Bradford, Pennine Radio will be changed to 97.5 from 96 MHz in the middle of February. And due in late March, the final change in the first quarter is at Sheffield, where Radio Hallam's new frequency will be 97.4 MHz, a change from 95.2 MHz.
And now, important news about our engineering information on Oracle. Starting tomorrow morning at 6:15 and each day during TVAM, there will be up to 6 rolling pages on 297 with early morning transmitter news for the day and details of all Channel 4 relay commissioning throughout the country. Then at 9:25 we revert to our regionalised information. None of this affects our full service of continually updated transmitter news from our terminal here at Crawley Court. This can be found, as always, on page 597 on Channel 4 and S4C.
New relays now, and the first 10 of 1986 will be Stenning in West Sussex, Mountfield near Battle in East Sussex, Brading on the Isle of Wight, Bangor in County Down, Northern Ireland, and Tintern in the Wye Valley. And then Tree Castle in Powys, Rhondda B in Micklemorgan, Elham and Lyminge near Folkestone, and Tally near Llandilo in Dufford. These relays are all due to open in about the first quarter of this year.
Channel 4 news now, and between late January and the end of March, another 14 of the existing relays will have the additional equipment installed. West Runton, Alston, Colliferth Hill, Beecroft Hill, Addingham, Downderry and Callander are expected on air by the middle of March, whilst West Linton, over Biddulph, Wincobank, Gulville, Pennyfeala, Winterbourne Stickland and Scoville are due by the end of March. That's the first 14 of the Channel 4 conversions for 1986.
Well, that's all for this week, and we leave you as usual with our address for any technical queries on independent television or local radio. Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hampshire, SO 21 2QA. The telephone number is Winchester, area code 0962 822444. If it's cheaper, you can use our London number 584 7011 and ask for engineering information. Or join us again next Tuesday at 9:15 or 12:15 on Channel 4 and S4C. Until then, from my colleague John Lovell and from me, Janet Smythe, goodbye from Crawley Court.